What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the 2 Comic Club. Justin here. 2-day recap for you guys for July 11th and 12th. Quick update. I'm going to give kind of like a little trade update for September because I did kind of like a well-timed trade that I think I got a little bit lucky on, but had to do it with some of the marijuana stocks. So I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow, Saturday, September 22nd. I'll do a little update on some funny marijuana stock trades that I did. I just kind of got lucky, but I also, I guess, at the right place at the right time. But I wanted to talk about it because it was really exciting. I don't want to wait till like another month from now when I get to that video to talk about it. So I'm going to make a video, like a separate video about it tomorrow. So anyways, let's just get into it. On the 11th of July, the stocks were pretty mixed, but Amazon was one of our big performers, even though the Dow went down 219 points, and the NASDAQ went down 42.5 points. Amazon was one of the few stocks that did hold their own. Netflix also did. But let's go to our positions to kind of see how we did there. So you can see I actually made a typo. The column should say close July 10th and then close July 11th. So I made a mistake there, but the column where it says 10th is actually the 11th closing prices. So we did have a lot of winners here, but yeah, and the number's not quite adding up, so I'm not sure what happened with the math. I apologize for that, but we did have, these numbers are accurate though. Amazon was our best performer. We made 5.6%, so about $1,400, so really excited about that. And then our losers, we didn't have too many of them. Alibaba, Domino's Pizza, our SPY put went down a little bit. So yeah, pretty uneventful there, and I may have made a mistake. I'm not sure. I'm not going to spend time trying to go back to figure it out. So I know the day after that is definitely correct. So let's just jump into the positions for the next day. Before we do that though, we'll just go through the stocks real quick. So the Dow did very well. You can see the screenshots here, a lot more green than yesterday. So definitely very excited. The Dow went up 224 points. The NASDAQ went up 107 points. And yeah, so now let's go to our positions. Amazon, again, was our number one performer. And we'll talk about Amazon in the articles of the day. You'll see why. But we did have a really good day with Amazon. Our call went up 9%, closed at $299.92 per share, so almost 30 grand for the contract. Really, you could see it was by far our biggest gainer, but we did have some good performers with Adobe and Google, and then Red Hat call went up 45%, so that was awesome, $280 gain there. You can see the rest of the gainers there if you want to pause the video and look at them all. But let's go to our losers. So we didn't have as many losers. This was definitely our better day of the two. We made about $7,600 on the 12th. So that was awesome. But yeah, our QQQ put went down the most, probably like dollar amount wise. Percentage wise though, we had GoPro, and forget about GoPro. We had hemp. Our hemp shares went down 13%, and our hemp Americana shares went down 8%. So not good. So now let's talk about the articles. The first article I'm going to talk about, so the top two articles of the day for July 11th. The first one, Wall Street snaps 4-day rally, latest trade threat weighs. And obviously, you've heard this many times, trade war stuff. Yeah, obviously. But the reason I like this article so much is because it shows a graph, and I'm going to put the graph on the screen here so you can see it real quick. It shows how different news related to, the president talking about tariffs and trade war stuff, and how the S&P has kind of reacted to that. You can see as a whole from early March or before that until mid-July on this graph, it's gone up overall. And even in September, it still has been going up. It's been going up since then. And so even despite all these little incidents here that's happened, and you can see, I would pause the video if I were you and just kind of read through them. But you can just see the S&P, it's been kind of volatile. It's been kind of up and down, lots of up and down days, but overall it has gone up. And so that kind of tells me that the market is just being very resilient. We do have a really strong economy kind of holding us up, and the strong earnings. And I think a lot of people, when they don't want to think about the trade war, they think about the strong economy and the good earnings, and that kind of helps drive buyers back into the stocks and equities. And so I think that's kind of what's going on here. me personally, that's kind of how I'm thinking right now. Like, yeah, these tariffs are going to suck, and like a lot of prices might go up, but I do think we're going to be able to handle it. I think the companies, with what they're doing, I still think prices can go up. That's my personal opinion. Not a financial advisor, obviously. But let's go to the top two. Let's go to the second article for the day for July 11th. And I'm just going to be front with you guys. I'm going to be talking about Amazon the rest of this video. So at this point in time, it was their Amazon Prime Day was coming up. And so obviously this is very late by the time you're seeing it, but it just kind of shows you why Amazon went up so much. And I'm going to double check to see if that happened last year. I do remember that Amazon did go up around this time last year when their Prime Day. I think it's just a lot of hype around Prime Day. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that for next year, 2019. And if I see, if Amazon's about to have their Prime Day, I'm going to probably obviously they are going to do their Prime Day, but I'm probably going to try to invest a little bit more in Amazon leading up to that, just because that hype seems to drive the price up. And so that's the whole point I was getting to. Sorry, it's kind of late. So anyways, this article is talking about Amazon will give you $10 to spend if you shop at Whole Foods before Prime Day. So that just talks about one of their promotions. Obviously, you don't care by now because it's been past Prime Day. But headlines for July 12th, this is talking about how Amazon Prime Day is extending for an extra 6 hours. And it mentions how it's extended the last couple years. So I think it's just Prime Day has just been so successful that Amazon is just kind of keep extending it to just make more money. So from an investor standpoint, that's good news for us, because the more money they make during Prime Day, it just helps their stock price. So that was the first article of the day for July 12th. And then finally, the second article, which kind of flew under the radar for me, was Amazon is doing a pilot with Xealth, which is spelled Xealth. They're trying to pilot a program where doctors can prescribe products for patients, and then while they're in the hospital, but then when they're discharged from the hospital, those drugs that they prescribe can be delivered through Amazon and kind of get to them quicker so that they can start taking their medication. And it just makes it cheaper and more affordable, and just makes it easier for them to do that, get their drugs and stuff. So I think that could work out pretty well. They do tend to launch it in a few months, so it might be happening by now. I haven't double checked, but it could be happening within the next couple of months, maybe October or November. But we'll see what happens with that. But I thought that was an interesting thing, just kind of showing you how Amazon is trying to get into a lot of different industries, like health. Like you obviously have heard, they're trying to get into the healthcare industry. This is just one more way they're doing it. So we're going to leave it at that. Comment below what you think about this program. Do you think it's a good idea for Amazon to do that? Do you think it'll be successful? Are you investing in Amazon, or are you trying to invest in Amazon? Do you think it's going to keep going up? Just comment any of your thoughts on Amazon below. I'd love to hear that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video about the marijuana stocks trades that I recently did in September. It's going to be pretty exciting, so stay tuned. Have a good night. Thanks again for watching. See you tomorrow.